Hello everyone, we're talking about Zenless Zone Zero today. Zenless Zone Zero is a gacha game developed by Hoyoverse and published on July 4th, 2024. It was released on multiple platforms including PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and mobile devices such as iOS and Android. This game takes place in a world where civilization is largely devastated by phenomena called hollows. Hollows are spatial anomalies that spawn monsters named ethereals. The main hub of sorts is a city named New Eridu, which is humanity's last bastion. Missions are undertaken by the military to explore the hollows to extract resources, ether, to survive. You can choose your pick of main character between two siblings, Belle and Wise. They are owners of a video shop named Random Play. Underneath that assuming day job, these siblings are actually proxies, who guide people through hollows to gather the resources, explore, and in some cases, rescue people who get trapped in the hollows. The siblings share a pseudonym named Phaethon, the legendary proxy. Phaethon is considered the best in the business. They have a unique method which involves their HDD supercomputer and their Bangbu companion EOS. Together, they can do real-time monitoring and guiding of the agents in the hollows, something that ordinary hollow observation systems can't do due to delays. The thing is, being a proxy is illegal because proxies operate without official authorization from the government. New Eridu's public security. They're basically the police force or task force in this game. This is why they have their cover as regular store owners. The main plot behind the game is that the siblings are using their considerable skill as proxies to uncover the truths about the old collapse of Eridu. Or I guess in this case it would be old Eridu. A massive hollow disaster destroyed Eridu and is now known as the Hollow Zero Incident. The siblings believe that their teacher, Carol Arna, was unfairly blamed for that disaster and are seeking proof, or the real circumstances, behind the hollow disaster, presumably to clear her name. What's interesting is that despite this heavy backstory, it really doesn't feel like a post-apocalyptic world. You're dropped into a sleek, bustling city, complete with a downtown area called Lumina Square. Everything seems pretty normal on the surface. Honestly, I was surprised when I looked deeper into the lore and realized just how much tragedy and conspiracy sits underneath all the chill vibes. Running around as the proxies or agents feels fun and light most of the time, which makes the darker undertones of the story hit even harder once you start paying attention. Now, I have to do my disclaimer with this game's monetization practices. In order to guarantee an S-rank agent, you will need at least 90 summons. That being said, you only have a 50% chance of getting the limited S-rank agent on the banner. If you lose this summon, it's called losing the 50-50. So in order to guarantee getting a limited banner character, you will need 180 pulls. Let's do the math. One pull is 160 polychromes, which means a 10 pull is 1600 polychromes. In order to hit hard pity and 97 summons, you will need 14,400 polychromes. If you lose the 50-50, you'll need 28,800 polychromes in total. If you decide to use real money in order to purchase that many polychromes, let's just take a look at these bundles here. 129.99 Canadian dollars to get 28,800 polychromes. You will need roughly 570 Canadian dollars, almost $600 to guarantee one character. Let's say you want to guarantee the weapon. Sure, it's only 80 pulls to guarantee a pity, but you have a chance of losing this as well. It's a 75-25. So you have a 75% chance of getting the on banner weapon, or you'll get the standard banner weapon. So in order to guarantee that, you will need 25,600 polychromes, which is another 510 Canadian dollars, roughly. Almost $1,100 to guarantee your character and their weapon. These ridiculous pricing practices speak for themselves. With these kinds of microtransactions, why would you even want to bother playing this game? Well, just like Wuthering Waves, you're here for the characters, story, and gameplay. Whether you enjoy the art style or just gooning in general, the graphics and characters are beautiful. I mean, damn, I only downloaded this game because of Burnice.
3, 2, 1, fire! Burnice, go!
Once Burnice is on her rerun, I'm gonna spend all of my polychromes on her. Anyways, other than the graphics, the story is also intriguing. You meet so many interesting characters on your journey for the truth. There are multiple side stories that do a bit of a deeper dive into the motivations of various characters, and you really get to connect with them. You get some deeper insights into their mind, and it's nice to learn about them. The most recent side story with Seed brought a tear to my eye. I love it when a game can evoke these sorts of emotions in you.
I don't know when you'll hear this message. Maybe when you're sad, while you're crying happy tears. The only thing I know for sure is, at this moment, Seed, if you can let those tears fall without holding them back, then to me, you've already become a flower in full bloom, standing tall and proud.
It just feels so real and, in a way, gratifying. Now, let's talk about gameplay. The game is very fun to play, both for casual players and hardcore players. You can make teams of up to 3 agents and 1 Bangbu. There are multiple classes of agents, and they're separated into the following categories: attack agents, anomaly, defense, support, and rupture. Attack agents are offense-focused agents who excel at dealing high damage. They are frontline damage dealers, often prioritizing burst or sustained DPS to quickly eliminate enemies. Defense agents are specialized in durability and survivability. They soak up damage, protect teammates, and often have abilities that mitigate incoming damage or control enemy aggression. Well, they're supposed to, anyways. With the way that the game is structured, their role is a little bit out of place. The whole class will likely require a revamp in the future. Ironically, one of the best defense agents at the moment, Pan Yin-Hu, plays more like a support rather than defense. Anyways, let's move on. Support agents enhance the team by healing, buffing allies, or debuffing enemies. Their role is to improve team survivability and performance indirectly. Anomaly agents are unique agents with special, often unconventional abilities that don't fit neatly into attack, defense, or support. They focus on getting the anomaly bar to get their extra damage. If you have 2 anomalies on the same enemy, activating both anomalies will result in a disorder. A disorder is basically a large burst of damage, and they can be popped as many times as you're able to. Currently, anomaly agents are the best type of agents in the game, especially since Miyabi, the best agent of the game, is part of this class. Finally, rupture agents. Rupture agents deal damage while completely ignoring enemy defenses. So far, it seems like rupture agents scale off of HP, but we only have one Rupture agent so far with Yishuan. So we'll only be able to get further data about this class in version 2.3 and onwards. The main endgame modes are Deadly Assault and Shiyu Defense. Deadly Assault is where you fight super boss versions of the story bosses. This week's rotation includes a Dead End Butcher, Pompeii, and the Defiler. For each boss, you can earn a maximum of 3 stars based on your score. I believe if you hit a score of 65k, you can actually kill the Deadly Assault boss. However, if you just want to clear with an S rank, which will net you 3 stars, all you need is 20 points per boss. Or, if that's a little bit too difficult for your roster at the moment, you can just get 2 stars per boss, which is 14,000 points. If you decide that you want to get higher scores, you absolutely can, by optimizing your equipment, perfecting your character rotations, and also learning the boss patterns based on the characters that you are using. Additionally, in order to get all polychrome rewards, all you need is 6 stars. Since my roster is currently lacking, I can only clear comfortably with 6 stars, and that's by getting 20k on 2 bosses. Hopefully, if I get Evelyn, I'll be able to get 9 stars comfortably. With my subpar equipment and my general lack of hands and reflexes, I'm okay with my current state. Shiyu Defense is a mode where you fight waves of enemies, and you have to clear them within a certain time limit in order to gain your polychrome rewards. The cool thing is, if you've already cleared the first 3 levels with S rank, whenever Shiyu Defense resets every 2 weeks, I believe, the first 3 will be completed for you, and you can just collect those rewards every time after that. That being said, you will need at least 2 strong teams in order to comfortably clear level 7 after every reset. Now, you may have noticed that you need strong teams in order to complete the endgame. This is where some of the problems are a little bit more obvious. Since this is a gacha game, you will be at the mercy of what the limited banners are and what the rerun banners are. If you happen to start this patch, you will only have access to a few characters. Not only that, you will not have enough funds in order to pull on all the banners, including the weapon banners. Sure, you could use A rank agents, but they require a decent amount of investment to clear the endgame, and is a bit of a close thing as well. Some people will also say skill issue, so there's that. And besides, why would anyone want to build A rank agents other than Nicole when there are S rank agents that are so much cooler? Another issue is how long it actually takes to really build a character. Leveling up a character to level 60, leveling up their Wenjin, which is their weapon, to level 60, getting their core skills to rank F, getting their most important skills up to level 11, and getting some basic drive discs with the correct main stats can take up to 30 days of in-game energy. You likely won't notice this early on since there's enough resources to build your initial team of 3. But if you fall into the trap of trying to level up all your characters, which I'm also guilty of, to be fair, you will run out of resources way too quickly and will be struggling to stay afloat. This could be alleviated a little bit if you purchase the battle pass, but that's the thing, you'd be spending money. That's not an ideal situation unless you have the disposable income to begin with. There's also the issue of how much the HP has been increased for the endgame game modes, Deadly Assault and Shiyu Defense. Kete the 7th has released an excellent video explaining how it got to this point, and I hope you guys check it out. The hope is the developers will take note of our feedback that Kete has so graciously summed up in his video. Basically, the game was far too easy back when it was released, and now it seems that the developers have rubber banded in the opposite direction. What we want is an in-between scenario, where the endgame content is still challenging, but is still clearable based on our preferred rosters. Plus, the dev team has actually buffed older units like Ellen and Sanby, so it seems like they do pay attention to the feedback the players are providing. The future is looking good. After looking at everything, I personally think that this game is absolutely worth playing, and I hope you guys can give it a try. Alright, the moment everyone's been waiting for. The polls. I am going to be going for Evelyn and her W engine if we get lucky. I have around 50 polls, 25 left until I hit pity. Hopefully I win the 50-50. Let's go gambling! Well, alright. Nice, I didn't hit hard pity. Oh,
Looking forward to a pleasant partnership.
my goodness. Welcome to the roster, Evelyn.
No doubt fate's on your side, you're choosing. So enjoy the ride. There are things you can't control.
Oh, I'm so bad. Alright. Heartstring Nocturne, Evelyn's W engine. And let's do a pull for the bamboo as well, since we're already here. Oh, I actually got it.
Yeah, the shining golden signs.
Wow.
That your inner sparking night.
You take those, I
Growing
guess.
bright. Reach your forward and take a flight.
Nice.
What the?
Put it for a different angle now. Bang Volver. Alright, we have a couple pulls left here as well. Let's just see if we get anything. Alright. I think that is it. Yeah, that's it. Alrighty. Well, thanks for watching the video. See you guys next time.